Hello everyone, and welcome to this Matt on Talk Show pre-anniversary show. I'm Matt on, everyone's favorite talk show host. You know, it's been a while since we had a pre-anniversary show here on the talk show. Well, for the first time in a couple years, we're having a pre-anniversary show. So, for this pre-anniversary show, I'm going to be talking about one of our most interesting things we've had here on the talk show in the past few years, and that has been our wrestling segments. Now, I haven't made much mention about our wrestling segments, and that is kind of because I kind of put it to the side, but I still have it on my mind from time to time. But for now, we put it on the side, put it on hold for a while. You know, the main reason why we stopped producing our wrestling segments for the Matt on Talk Show is because we've had a lot of scheduling issues with doing our wrestling segments. But I tell you, I had a lot of fun doing it when we did do it. But we've been kind of advancing on to new things for the talk show and moving in a new direction with the talk show. However, with the wrestling segments, as I mentioned, I had a lot of fun doing them. Especially an interesting season. We've had 4 seasons on this show. However, number 4, I think, was a very interesting wrestling season. Reason why? Because we had kind of a storyline to kind of build to it. It had kind of a little bit of a flow to it as opposed to the previous 3 seasons before. But season 4 was short, but it kept its interesting moments. You know, we had a newcomer become champion in Greg. We had Jason, who was himself as Jason, and then he became the businessman, which I really liked. I really liked when Jason pulled off the businessman thing. A storyline with that we were going to work out, but however we ran out of time in the season and we had a lot of scheduling conflicts, and there was actually going to be a stable, as it's called in a wrestling term, of me, Matt on, as the corporate mean boss, kind of Vince McMahon type of role like I played in the end of season 1 and season 2, as I was a corporate guy. I was the mean guy. Is like, oh, you're fired, oh, the heck with you kind of deal. And then businessman was supposed to be my right hand man, and then Travis Hummel was supposed to be the left hand man. We were supposed to have a stable together, Travis Hummel, the businessman, and myself. However, scheduling conflicts prevented that from happening. Jesse, yeah, he was he had some personal life stuff going on at the time, so he participated as much as he can. Greg, man, he was all for it. Man, that guy loved doing our wrestling segments. And of course, Travis participated as well. Travis kind of starting to take a back seat as we were going in a direction with him, as Travis was fading out of the wrestling deal as well, as much as I was towards the end when we were having our scheduling conflicts. But as you now see on the Matt on Talk Show in the year of 2010 here, we've gone a completely new direction with the show. We've been doing some documentaries this year. We put out a little series called Ghost Search, which is a spoof off of Ghost Adventures, for those of you who are fans of those Ghost series. And we've been doing a lot of interesting stuff with the talk show. We come up with a new intro now to the show. So, yeah, the show is just evolving in a new direction. And now that we are coming up to our 9-year anniversary of the Matt on Talk Show, things will kind of take a new direction as time goes on. We still have the thoughts of bringing back, at least for one night, an edition of the Matt on Talk Show wrestling segments. So we don't know. I've been having thoughts of bringing back a football show once, since that was pretty good back in the day. That was our thing that kind of faded into the wrestling ordeal of our time. So yeah, I'm just looking, and I'm just all excited and looking for new ways to go and pulling out something new and keeping the talk show fresh, as I like to do, rather than make it seem like the old stale stuff that we've been seeing. That's why I had to switch it up this year in the year of 2010, rather than just completely do like wrestling segments as we were doing for about 2 years or so. Main focus was wrestling segments, and we weren't doing any like news segments, no comedy pieces. So that's why this year in 2010 I decided to devote to a new direction here on the talk show. Like we had the recent episode of the talk show where we had Cridersville Cover Bridge documentary. We had the documentary on Dandelions. which is the most recent. And we even had Robbie Luckman bring back his roasting segments as he was doing on the show last year, this time roasting Hillary Clinton as being the roast victim. Last year, in the year of 2009, you had him roasting Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, which were very interesting. People thought those were a little weird, but that's alright. I like to have a little bit of weird kind of thing going on, but also people still have an appeal to our documentaries that have been getting good reviews on people that have been watching them, some focus groups that have been watching them. The show is going in a completely brand new direction here in the year of 2010, as it will continue to go in as we get ready to reach up for our 9 years that the Matt On Talk Show has been in existence. Of course, I'm talking about July 3rd, 2010 marks 9 years that the Matt On Talk Show has been around. We're going to completely go in our new direction, as I keep talking about, into which would be our 10 years, which will be next year in July 3rd, 2011, which will mark 10 years of the Matt On Talk Show. A decade I've been keeping this baby alive. Oh yeah. However, this has been a pre-anniversary edition of the Matt On Talk Show, and I'd like to thank you for watching this Matt On Talk Show pre-anniversary edition. Tune in July 3rd, 2010 for the Matt On Talk Show 9-year anniversary. Till next time, America.